Caren Gussoff Sumption is a science fiction writer of mixed Romani ancestry living near Seattle. She's the author of 6 books, the setting chapter in the Gotham Writers Workshop Practical Guide, and more than 100 short stories. Her latest novella will be out in September from Vernacular Books. Caren, over to you.
Thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is actually the very first time I'm reading from the upcoming novella in public. So you guys are getting a super sneak preview. The novella is called So Quick, Bright Things Come to Confusion. It is a deep space, far future, Elizabethan-style comedy of manners. And I'm going to read a few pages from the very beginning. I do have a giveaway, so please sign up. I'll be giving away electronic arcs of the novella. And again, you're getting them even before book reviewers are getting them. So the only people that have seen these are my blurbers. So sign up. Thank you. Okay, I'll start. 1. Evelyn doesn't understand golf, so I show her Caddyshack. I'll take any excuse to watch Caddyshack. I'm kind of an expert on historical comedies, and Caddyshack was one of the best. It's on my list for top 10. It isn't my number 1. She isn't ready for that yet. All season, I've been laying the groundwork, slowly and surely, to finally share the best and funniest comedy of all time, of the 20th to 25th century anyway. But we aren't quite there yet. We did get onto golf. I love golf. And when I showed her my great plus grandfather's pitching wedge, she wasn't very impressed. So Caddyshack it is. Sit still, I tell her. This is great. Evelyn stares at Chevy Chase. Then she stares at me, laughing at Chevy Chase. Finally, she slaps her tail on the floor. "Muh," she says. Her tail is heavy with stored water, so the slap shakes the couch. I pause the movie. I explain country clubs, caddies, gophers, and getting laid. I tell her about the Dalai Lama, wasps, and the Viet Cong. I replay her scenes to illustrate the concepts as I describe cheeseburgers, hot dogs, salami, and potato chips. My chip flashes notes to me in the corner of my eye, and I take my time explaining Scotland in particular because that's the groundwork for later, but she needs to understand golf first. Here, I say, we'll both play. I don't have a lot of personal possessions. I wouldn't say I'm usually sentimental, but this wedge is something special. I found it in my mother's attic and she let me keep it. I didn't like the dark as a kid and she thought that was cute, but inconvenient. So she let me sleep with the club next to me. Then I outgrew monsters, but I kept it because it made me interesting. No one else I knew had a golf club or knew how to play, and I did, and I learned. It's a great meditation. I hand the club to Evelyn. She sniffs it, licks it, and then holds it under her arm as I restart the movie. I give her credit. She tries to follow along gamely. But then Evelyn stares hard at me and thumps her tail on the floor. "Ma," she repeats. For emphasis, she adds, "Zaya, ma," thumping her tail harder. And then, as if I could possibly miss how much she doesn't understand, she shakes her head like she's got swimmer's ear. Evelyn and I have been together down here for more than a month. She has a sense of humor and gets most things, even if not right away. But we're at the Caddy Day tournament, and I love this part. "Give it a chance," I ask. She makes an unhappy noise. I'm not surprised, really. Every girl I've ever shown Caddyshack to hated it, and I say so. Well, I sigh, where I come from, not many women like this movie either. "Zaya not a woman," Evelyn reminds me. So says you, I say. Evelyn gives up on me. She lays the wedge next to me and takes one of the golf balls I'd printed back on the ship, and she dribbles it back and forth with her tail. I pause again and watch her. Her tail looks really painful to me. It's swollen, her skin stretched white between the dark green scutum. But she hits the golf ball like it doesn't seem to bother her. I'll up a diuretic in her evening shots. I'll get the water out. I blink twice. My chip says it's late afternoon. The sun's only set slightly below the horizon in summer, so at this time of year, it always feels like any time. I want to watch the rest of this, I say, and I point up so she knows that I mean it. Ka, she says. She whacks the ball around as she paces, stopping only to give me a dirty look. Not a woman, my ass. She's not going to let me finish Caddyshack in peace. Careful, I say. What's up with you today? Evelyn thumps her tail. Azayama. I do understand. The days are too long and too bright, and there's only the two of us waiting. It's hard to be patient. But I agree with her. No, I don't understand. And just like that, she softens, just like a woman. She touches her stomach in apology. ZZ, I say, pointing up, we're still friends. Pals, she says, which she's picked up from the movie. I'm a little proud, and I smile. She responds, baring her big teeth at me, a pantomime of a human smile. Then she goes to sit at the far window. From where I sit, I can't tell if she's looking at her reflection or out into the blurry heat. I decide she's looking out. Her lips are moving. I know what she's doing. She's rehearsing what to say, how she'll describe all of this. She's the only one of her kind to ever see the summer in its entirety, and they expect to hear everything when they wake up. It's an enormous responsibility, and it rests on her heavily. The movie is almost over. Come here, I say, patting the couch. Watch to the end. Evelyn turns from the window. She doesn't sit next to me, though. Instead, she settles close to the screen, back onto her haunches, propped up by her tail. She's quiet for a while, then asks me to pause the movie. I do. Bill Murray's face takes up the whole screen, and she reaches out and strokes his cheek. I like the texture of his face, she says in English. It's like drying mud. Well, I say. I hit play again and stretch out. That's something, isn't it? Thank you.